Betrayal. It wounds deeper than any knife. But I found the answer where I least expected it, in Buddhist philosophy. And that answer turned my life upside down. If you hold on to resentment, if it burns you from within, if you replay in your mind the things you wish you had said, and then the words you wish you had heard, if you're waiting for an apology, for justice, for revenge, but time passes and the betrayal still sits inside you like poison, then allow me to introduce you to the Buddhist concept of Shunyata. Emptiness. It doesn't mean the world is meaningless. It means that no phenomenon exists independently. Everything is connected. Everything is temporary. And here's the key. Your suffering after betrayal doesn't come from the act itself. It comes from your attachment to expectations. You expected not to be betrayed. You believed friendships were forever. You thought kindness would be returned with kindness. But Buddhism says, attachment is the root of suffering. It's not the person who hurt you, it's your mental construct, who you thought they were supposed to be. Betrayal came to you. You expected loyalty. You got lies. And now you suffer not from the act itself, but from the clash between reality and your expectations. Ask yourself, who was this person really? What were you projecting onto them? Why did you allow yourself to be so vulnerable? Separate the action from your pain. The action is just a fact. But your pain, that's yours. You created it. Buddhists say, if you want to be free, let go of what you're clinging to. We don't suffer from what happened. We suffer from what we thought should happen. He should have stayed. She had no right to do this. But we were so close. Yet from the Buddhist perspective, that's an illusion of control. You don't control others' actions, only your reactions. Buddha never called for revenge. He didn't say, forgive and forget. He said, let go. Not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Because as long as you hold on to resentment, you're tied to that person. They live inside you. Their betrayal becomes part of your energy. And only you can break that bond. A Buddhist teacher once said, the person who hurt you is gone. It's not them holding you back. It's your memory of the pain. When you hold on to resentment, you keep that person alive in your life. When you let go, you are free. In Buddhism, there is no fixed self. There's no person who is always this or always that. Everything changes. Everything is temporary, even personality, even intentions. The person you trusted who betrayed you wasn't a monster. He was simply an unconscious being, driven by fears, desires, and ignorance. And Buddhism teaches, ignorance is the root of suffering. Once you truly understand that, the anger fades. Buddhism doesn't say, you must forgive everything. It says, don't carry someone else's karma with you. Imagine someone throws a burning stick at you. You catch it and keep holding it. It burns, you suffer, but at any moment, you can drop it. Karma is not punishment. It's the law of cause and effect. If someone caused you pain, they've already planted a seed. It will grow in their reality, and you can step out of the cycle. One of my favorite monks, Mathieu Ricard, says, compassion is not weakness. It's the strength not to respond to evil with evil. And that was the hardest, but also the most important wisdom, not to forget out of a thirst for revenge, but to stop remembering, because you no longer need that memory to feel whole. Zhu Yi, a Chinese Buddhist monk from the 6th century, wrote, our resentment is an anchor we've driven into our own flesh. We're not angry at the other. We're angry inside ourselves. When you hold on to resentment, you remain tied to that person, to the betrayer, to the situation. You say, you hurt me, and I will carry this pain inside me for the rest of my life. But Buddhism asks, why? Who suffers? Because of it. One day, my meditation teacher told me, You hold the image of the person who betrayed you in your mind, but right now he's eating noodles and not thinking about you. And then I realized, he's living. I'm frozen. And if I don't let go, I'll remain his prisoner. So I decided not to forgive, but just to observe. My pain, my reaction, my mental images. As Buddha taught, observe, and whatever is born will pass. I sat on the cushion, pictured his face, and allowed everything to be there: anger, pain, rage, not suppressing, but also not merging with it. After a few months, I noticed I no longer thought about him. I didn't force forgiveness. I simply was no longer tied. I was free. That is the essence of Buddhist wisdom. In one monastery, a student asked his teacher, "Master, how can I forget someone who hurt me?" The teacher poured water into a bowl and said, "This is you. This is your resentment. Now hold the bowl and don't spill a single drop." After a few minutes, the student's hands began to shake. The teacher said, "See, the pain is in the past, but the suffering, it's in the holding on." To forget doesn't mean to erase. It means not to cling. And here lies the unexpected answer. Sometimes, in order to forget someone, you don't need to erase them. You need to understand what they taught you. Every time you think of that person, ask yourself, what did you learn from that pain? You became stronger. You realized how important it is to trust yourself, not someone else's words. You stopped being naive. You learned to let go. And gradually, you'll stop caring, not in the sense of indifference, but in the sense of freedom. See, that's exactly what Buddha spoke about. Freedom isn't external, it's within. You won't forget this person by force. You'll simply stop remembering them. Once you pull the anchor from your soul, once you understand, pain isn't the enemy. It's a guide. It's calling you home. I studied Buddhist philosophy and found an unexpected answer. The one who betrayed you deserves neither forgiveness nor hatred. They simply no longer deserve a place in your mind.